This video will show you how to remove your GM infotainment center from the rear of your seats. Replace it with a nice plastic cover. Cover up the hole there on the back of the seat. These are prone to break incredibly easily. They also have a lot of technical defects as well. There's actually a class action lawsuit against GM against these. This is a 2022 GMC Yukon, by the way, but for any of the models that have this rear infotainment center that you're looking to remove, follow this process. We'll get started. Only takes a few tools and maybe 15 minutes per side or so. First step is to remove this plastic bezel that's existing. I already broke it loose since I'm working on this with one hand. By the way, you can take this all apart without breaking anything. You just pull down. That was a really light tug, but yeah, if you pull down on the corners, they have this latch within here on both sides. There you go. Kind of a backwards twisting motion like this will help free it. That's what I just did there. And then it'll hang loose. This is still screwed on the inside, so I'll show you that in a minute, but we'll remove the top side next. From the front side, you want to pull your headrest all the way up, push the screen all the way back, so tilt it all the way back, and you can reach in underneath and twist this top plastic piece out just like that. Just rotated it there. Next step is to remove the screw holding in the bottom piece, which is that plastic piece in the bottom that we just unsnapped, and that's the screw that we'll be removing. This is a Torx 20 screw, by the way. It's in here really loose and easy. I can actually get it out with one hand. Next, remove the plastic cover from the back of the screen by pulling up here, and it just pops directly straight out, and it kind of needs to make a downwards motion as well to pull those clips down, but that comes off pretty easy. Next, to remove the screen itself, you will need to remove these 4 black nuts. This is a 5/16 nut driver. You can just unscrew them from the front. After those bolts are loose, the screen will be off the back here hanging by the wire, so we want to get that out. First, we want to remove this clip in here. I'll show you how to remove that. You could also just cut the plastic right here, but I like to save all these parts in case we want to reinstall this one day. This is not possible to do one-handed, so I'll try my best to show you what I'm doing here off camera. These little tabs here on the inside, they both get pushed in, and you can see it actually loosened up a little bit there. Then you can pry it out a little bit, push the tabs in a little bit more, pry on it, and it'll eventually pop right out of there. Worst case, you're not really going to break anything if you just grab on this really hard with some pliers and pull on it. Just make sure you don't yank the wire and yank out this connector, which I'll remove next. We have this wire retainer loose there, popped right out. To remove this plug, you need to slide that latch out, and then while pushing down on this gray part of the connector tab there, pushing on with the screwdriver, push down on that with your finger while pulling this out. Let's see if we can do that one-handed. Switch to my right hand. There we go. So I was able to push down with my index finger and tug on the connector there. It came loose. So now the screen is out. Next, we need to get inside the seat to actually be able to remove this bracket. I'll show you how to do that. First, we need to loosen it up a little bit. So to pull these collars off of your headrest, just twist them both counterclockwise. They'll become loose out of your way. That gives us a little bit of wiggle room. Same thing with this side. Then I'll show you in a minute how we do this. But to pull the seat cover off of the back, there's 2 zippers that run up along both sides of this on the inside of the seat. You can access them from the bottom. We'll zipper them up fold the seat cover over the top of the seat moving forward. Then we'll be able to get to the screws, the 6 screws that we need to be able to take this all the way off. I should mention, removing the seat cover here seems daunting, but it's really not that bad. It's easy to put together, easy to take apart, and you have pretty low risk of damaging anything here in the seat. To start, you have to undo these elastic bands on the very bottom. You can see there's one there, one there. So you push forward, there's a plastic clip under there that's hooked into a rod underneath. Just loosen both of those up. Push them forward and kind of curl them around. So now that whole piece comes loose. Okay, the next step, once we get this flap up, I like to just tie it up out of my way with the elastic here, is to remove the zippers that go up both sides within this decorative looking area. That's actually the zipper of the seat that holds the cover on. If you reach up inside here at the very base, fish around a little bit, you'll find a zipper that's facing the inside of the seat. See that? And then there's a little hole there. So what you do is take a screwdriver and you stick it into this hole here like this. This screwdriver is too big. It might actually work. But you stick it into the hole, hold this end with one hand, and run the screwdriver in the zipper all the way to the very top. And you do that on both sides. I got this side started. Getting around this first corner is a little bit difficult, but I'll show you the rest of the way. Stick your small screwdriver in that hole and it just slides right up the back of the chair all the way pretty easily. So now you've got this side of the seat cover loose. With both sides of the seat unzipped, there's these two straps or clips that hold the seat cover to the inside of the seat in the middle. Just keeps it from sagging if you have a lot of stuff in the middle here. And they simply come out by twisting them forward. So I stuck my finger behind it, twisted it forward like that, and they just pop right out. Next is removing these two long plastic clips at the bottom. There's one, there's two that's already loose that hold the back seat cover, this one that we just unzipped loose, to the front seat cover, so the one on the front side of the seat. I'll show you if I actually stick my hand through here, you can see this part of the seat right there. It's actually the front seat cover. You can see some light through there. So these are held on with some pretty aggressive J hook type clips. That's the back side, and there's the front side, and you can see they just slide right over each other like this. So the way how you get this off is just slide the seat cover all the way to one side, that'll get off the driver's side, then slide it all the way to the other, that'll get off the other side. Now with the seat cover loose, take your wire, tuck it in here just out of the way, reach inside and push the seat cover up over this top mount. Stretches a little bit, but it'll fit in there just fine. Get over the other side. I like to fold it up out of the way, and then in just a minute we will remove these two screws, 1, 2. That'll remove this plastic piece, and then we'll have access to the other screws on the inside, and there's a couple other screws on top. This is a Torx 30 screw in here, also in there pretty loose. With both of those screws out, you can remove this plastic piece. It kind of folds down here behind the foam. And again, it kind of twists up. Tuck your wire down through. Get out of the way again. Careful not to damage the leather. And then it just pulls up over the top like that. Now we'll remove these two screws next. These are also Torx 30 screws. Make sure you save them because these two bolts are the ones that go in and mount the new cover that will be going over the front of this. The last two screws to remove are here on top of this white mount. There's one on this side, one on the other side as well, right there. You can get them out with this type of tool that I have. It's not ideal, but it does certainly work. They're in there pretty loose. You have to push the seat cover out of your way, but they will definitely come out of there. Once both of those screws are out, you're pretty much done. This whole piece just comes right out. And then you can start putting everything back together. You can see with inside of here, there's the two mounting holes that the new piece will go into. There's the two mounting holes up top, just in case if you couldn't see those as well. There's the bottom of your headrest. This is the wiring harness. I like to just tuck it down in here, well out of the way, behind this piece of foam. And then if you have like heated or cooled seats, just kind of put it there in the middle somewhere that it's not going to interfere with anything on the inside of the seat. You can fold the seat cover back down, and then the install of everything is just the same as removal. Pull these zippers down. It's actually way easier to put them on. First you have to get the J-clips on here at the bottom, then you can pull the zippers down, and then I'll show you how to screw the new cover on. Last step is to install the new cover. This is a good quality ABS cover, textured surface finish, and similar plastic looking material to all the other good quality stuff on either side of it, so it blends in well with the natural original look of the truck. Take your Torx 30 bolts, drop them into the holes on either side. Already actually got one in that side, and then they simply screw into that bolt hole and that bolt hole. Make sure you grab the correct Torx 30 screw. The one on the left, which was on the top piece of the metal here, that's the thinner one. It does not go in the hole. The one on the right here is the thicker one. That's the one that you want to use. That's all there is to it. All installed, looks good, nice and sturdy. Made out of ABS, so it'll last a good long time. I think even with recording, it only took me 10 minutes to do this side total. As far as the truck goes, there's no technical difficulties or anything like that. I've been running without this screen for the last 6 months or so. As far as the truck knows, there's just no screen back here. So you can push the button up there to turn the screen on, and it just doesn't turn on. Well, these screens don't turn on. No error messages or anything, no glitches, anything messing with that infotainment screen. It's just as if it's been unplugged. If you found this helpful, leave a like, share, and there's a link in the description as well of where you can buy these. Thanks.